All right, welcome back to another episode of Outlaws franchise here on NBA 2K24. In this episode, we're going to finish out the offseason and probably play a game, depending on how much time I spend in free agency. These are our team options, but I don't trust the CPU to make these correctly. For example, Patrick Baldwin Jr., who the Pelicans just traded for. I don't like letting the 2K CPU make these decisions because, again, players like Jalen Duren and Claxton just never get re-signed. I already turned the re-sign aggressiveness all the way up, but it doesn't seem like it's always enough. We'll go to qualifying offers, still going to look through and make sure, all these teams are extending these qualifying offers. All right, and I went all the way through, again, just making sure that nothing crazy is happening. I made that mistake at the very beginning, and players like Bradley Beal were in the draft expansion. Even with 10 protected players, I was just like, ridiculous. So from there on out, I decided I'm controlling these teams in free agency. It's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that we throw someone like Malik Monk a lot of money. A lot of these guys at the top here are expecting a lot per year. I don't know if I really want to offer anybody like a ton of money. Maybe someone like Alec Burks would be cool if he's only expecting that. 3 years, 10 mil, and then maybe a team option after 2 years. Yeah, I think this is what I'm going to offer him. I definitely wouldn't mind Bruce Brown for this team. 13 a year. Oh, I do love DeAnthony Melton. 15 a mil a year is a lot, but then you've got guys like Patrick Williams expecting 43. So we are going to go after DeAnthony Melton as well. Him I'd actually be fine. 4 years with a team option. All right, I got to go through every other team and make sure they're making the appropriate moves here. We've got a 2-year, 20 mil deal with Alec Burks here and a 3-year, $39 million deal with DeAnthony Melton. I think we needed some better guard play. A little bit more scoring punch would be nice. For right now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to sign these two guys and see what happens from there. When you look at our roster, it's not really like we have a ton of needs here. Obviously, we have a huge hole at the guard, but that's just because we're not through the moratorium yet, and these guys haven't exactly pulled all the way through yet. I feel like we've got a good roster here. I like the idea of Seth Foster at the 5. We're just going to get through this because, as you see, it's going to be the same thing here. All right, now we're in regular free agency. Guys like Russell Westbrook, Hartenstein, Oubre, Saric, Thompson, Hayward, guys like that are still here. We could sign Najee Marshall. And at this point, I am going to let teams make their own decisions. I'm going to just do that right now before I forget. So we have 12 players on the roster right now. I am looking to sign a point guard and a power forward. Honestly, bringing back DeLon is really the only thing that makes sense here. For whatever reason, Kyle Anderson is a huge fit here. I don't know if I want him, though. I don't know. He's going to be cheap. He's going to be a veteran 1-year player. All right, so we got Sandro, and it looks like other people signed elsewhere. Yeah, I guess we lose Trent Watford. Whoops, probably should have offered him something. That's totally my bad. I really thought that we were going to have an opportunity to match that. It doesn't really look like anybody progressed a ton. I feel comfortable with the team here. I like Mac Howard Jr. a lot. Obviously, that's why we drafted him. I like the roster we're kind of building around him. Definitely going to have to rely on him a lot to be our offense here. Yeah, Trent Watford ended up going to Minnesota for a 2-year, 20 mil, so that's my bad. But he did not actually go up in overall. Not someone that it's probably going to bite us too much. He was definitely our best player, but our coach didn't want to give him minutes anyway, so who really knows? Now we're going to go into the Summer League. I'm just going to fill this out automatically, sim through all these games here. And the run comes to an end in the quarterfinals. Then the finals ends up being New Orleans versus Washington, and New Orleans ends up being the winner. All-Star is going to be in San Francisco this year. That's cool. These are draft classes that I made in a league that I was playing by myself before I started recording. That's why there's 5 draft classes already. I got through the first 4. I'm working on the 5th one, but I reset. So I've already played 4 years with these draft classes before. These are all pretty cool guys. This draft class, I will break it down in a second here. We are going to watch the Hoops Summit. You're going to see a lot of guys that are in this draft class. Baxter Gabriel, a top pick, either going to be the number 1 or 2. He's a generational talent. Matt Price went 1 for 8 in this game, but there's talk of him potentially being the first pick in the draft. All right, now we're through the Hoops Summit. I'm going to move into the next season. We don't play till October 26th, and then we play the Clippers with no Paul George. Another thing that I do before every season is I do go back into the team select and just kind of make sure that everyone's like rotations make sense, and I try, if I can, to make some adjustments if they feel necessary here. So yeah, I'm just going to go through here, make sure everything looks good, and I'll be back. While I'm doing this, something that I thought was fun. This Charlotte Hornets team, drafted O.J. Hayward, who I really like, but they also brought back Caleb Martin. So now they've got the Martin brothers back again. Remind you, they did that originally. That's a fun storyline. Just thought I'd mention it. Just wanted to bring up, too, that James Wiseman just got a freaking bag from the Jazz. 3 years, 102. Like, what? Especially to do that right when Walker Kessler's contract is coming up. Like, what the heck are they doing? Also, Utah does not want to play the guy that they selected with the 8th pick in the draft. And they're going to play a guy they picked literally at the back end of the first round. You know, like, I can fix this, but, like, it's just going to go back. It doesn't really matter. I don't really know if I want to play the Clippers game. We've got a lot of matchups. I just figure, like, I don't see them being very good, especially losing Paul George. So, I don't know. What the hell? Why not? We're going to do it. We're going to play this game. We got DeAnthony Melton matching up with Harden, Burks with Powell, Mac Howard with Amir Coffey, Kyle Anderson, Mr. Slow-Mo on Kawhi Leonard, Seth Foster on Zubac. All right, here we are in Crypto.com Arena. Should have probably warmed up before I played this game, but I'm just eager to get into the action as Foster gets bullied by Zubac, but Zubac cannot finish. Harden pulls up for 3. No good. Foster with another rebound. We're calling an ISO, baby. We picked him for a reason. You can't guard him. Well, I guess in that situation you can. Drives on Howard, but Foster with the block. And now to Burks. Misses the 3, but Foster! Oh, and he gets packed. We're going to get the ball to Mac Howard. We're not going to force it with him, but I do want to get this man the ball and get him involved in the game as he gets blocked again. Harden now wide open. He doesn't want the shot. Instead, he drives on Melton, pulls up. Can't get that to go. And Howard with the layup. Tough shot from him, but finally gets on the board. It's going to be interesting to see. The Clippers don't really usually play well in simulation, even when they do have their top players, as Harden pulls up for 3 and buries it. I just think that overall, when you look at the Clippers, they're going to be a team that probably blows it up at the deadline. As Mac Howard pulls up for 3, can't get it, but Foster on the glass again, no good. Powell for 3 on the break, no good. Leonard gets the rebound, puts it back up and in. Don't love how the Outlaws have come out here and played, although it is, again, worth noting that I haven't played this game in quite a while, so we are going to be a little rusty here. Just trying to move the ball. I know I get stuck on those pump fakes, but hey, we get Mac Howard to the line. Mac the first gets it, and the second is up, and it's good. Kawhi now dancing on Anderson. Slings inside for Zubac. He gets it stripped. Kawhi picks it up, puts it in for 2. We got to run more pick and roll. That was our bread and butter last year. And now we get Mac Howard another 3. No good. Definitely forcing it a bit with him. I probably could just chill out as he fouls. And he makes the free throw. Damn. Hey, we get the ball ahead to Foster. He drives inside on Zubac and gets fouled. Foster's free throw release is going to take some getting used to. Holy smokes. And he misses both. Harden now driving on Melton. Puts up the shot and gets it. That's a double-digit lead and a timeout for the Outlaws. All right, Melton screen from Foster. We're going to throw up the lob for Foster. He's going to lay it in. We need to get up in the Clippers' airspace here and string some stops together before this game gets out of hand. There we go. In the passing lanes, making them uncomfortable. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Mac Howard now, 6 on the board. Mac is 2 for 7, but before that shot, he was 1 for 6, which means we're moving in the right direction as Harden just pulls up for a midi. Yeah, we're going to run that ISO every time. Mac Howard is just built different. That play kind of looked like that one time that Udonis Haslem tried to guard Jason Tatum. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but Tatum just like jabs on him once. And oh man, Norman Powell breaks our ankles, but I don't even have to show that because he didn't make it. Again, it's going to be the Mac Howard show. He's not a selfish player, but he is our best player. We picked him for a reason. Foster now bullies inside and gets 2. I already love this team and how it's constructed so much more than last year. I know the Clippers aren't a perfectly constructed team, definitely not a juggernaut, but the fact that we're shooting as poorly as we are, and still, I mean, it's just the defense. Like, when do you see defense like this? And look how easy it is in transition to score. I mean, we're in a 2-point game, and we're shooting like garbage. Our first set of subs check into the game here. We've got McDaniels, Roddy, Yurtseven, and Hayes coming in. Harden is still out there, and he's going to try and make something happen here. Goes around a couple screens, gets another one. They got Montrezl Harrell back, by the way, which is cool, and James Harden draws the foul. First one for Harden is good. Second one for Harden is a miss. Josh Primo for 3. Wow, he really exposed our defense on that one. Alec Burks now guarding Harden. Harden drives right by him, kicks to the corner. Bang. Another 3 for the Clippers. That's Bones Highland. And now they have a 9-point lead. Definitely shows Mac Howard and Foster how good they are, because the second those guys get out the game, as we get a nice little lob to Yurtseven, we just got to string together some stops. That's really all it is here. Highland slips underneath inside for the 2. Killian around a Yurtseven screen. These guys definitely had some big games for us last year. Daniels drives on Primo, trying to take advantage of the size mismatch. Gets fouled. McDaniels' free throw release is so slow, my God. And he missed that one. Yurtseven on the glass and gets the 2 that we missed at the line right back. 4 seconds left. We're going to let Killian get inside and slam it down. That's the end of your first quarter, 27-20. We're down, but I feel pretty good about our chances once we get our good players back into the game here. Starting the second, we've got Melton, Hayes, Roddy, and Yurtseven out there with Williams. Sorry, Kenrich. And the lob up to Yurtseven. He goes and gets that one. Hey, 5-point game. You just got to string some stops together. It's really all about playing good defense. Those were the types of guys I wanted to get in free agency, as Kawhi just bullies Williams. Not fouling, but not giving him any space. Kawhi gets open for the midi, and that's automatic. You can't give him that one. If we can just keep Kawhi, tame, we can probably pull this out, but can't give up open threes, especially not to a guy like Parsons. Now we've got Kenrich with Primo on him. He's going to drive right by that, try and go inside, but no dice. Melton finds Kawhi, guarded by Hayes. That's another bucket for Kawhi and a timeout for the Outlaws. It's rough, but hey, we get a dunk out of it. Highland now, screened by Harrell set. Melton staying with Highland pretty well. Even with the spin, Melton with the block. We're going to get the ball to Foster because he's got a mismatch on Primo. Foster just playing some bully ball. Gets bullied himself, gets his own, misses again, and Primo playing some amazing interior defense. Roddy, open, midi, got it. Kawhi, step back, mid-range, that's good. Hard to stop a guy like Kawhi, it really is. We've got the starters back into the game now. Anderson thought Kawhi was going to drive, leaves him open for 3. Kawhi sticks it. All right, this is a matchup that we can like here. We're going to call an ISO. Howard with Harden on him, takes it inside and gets stripped. Harden pulls up a 3, and that's good. We got to respond in the final 5 minutes here. It's looking offensively just like last season. Howard around the Yurtseven screen. Finds Yurtseven inside, who gets the 2. Harden driving on Hayes. Puts up the midi. James Harden just cannot be stopped. He is feeling it. Hayes now around the Yurtseven screen. Yurtseven inside, another slam. Kawhi guarded by Slow-Mo inside. Guess who? James Harden is cooking. Howard tries to put it up. Can't get it. Gets fouled. Good hustle by Mac Howard. Having trouble just getting Howard comfortable because they're just trying to double him every time, and James Harden just absolutely shakes Alec Burks. Howard, again, trying to make something happen. At the end of the clock, puts up a shot, no good. And James Harden comes in again, slams it down. We're going to let Mac Howard try and post up here on Powell. I don't think Powell's a bad defender, but I just feel like Mac Howard is the bigger player, the better player, and he gets two there. Killian. Oh, see, that's just a glitchy animation. I hate that because realistically there, like if I went into the instant replay, I know we're shooting free throws because we're in the bonus and all, but we had two free ones at the layup that he was about to get. I don't know. I'm just nitpicking here. Killian does end up making them both, so it doesn't really matter in the end. I forgot we were in the bonus. They set a down screen for Harden. Burks gets stuck on it. They can't even get the rebound off the miss. Zubac gives the Clippers another possession. Coffee around the Zubac screen. Zubac throws it down. And Zubac overplays the pass. Yurtseven slips, gets two. Burks defending Harden. Well, there's no stopping him. I don't know why Seth Foster's cold, but he is. But Killian throws it down on the break. All right, cannot let James Harden get anything. That's got to be a charge. And at the buzzer, Seth Foster gets a layup. Great pass from Killian. Hey, James Harden's going nuclear, and it's only a 14-point game. We're not out of it. Looking at the halftime stats, James Harden's on pace for 50. Kawhi's on pace for 34. Those guys have taken the majority of the shots for the Clippers, as they should. Honestly, those are your two best players. I think we did a good job on Norman Powell at least. But if we can switch a matchup, maybe put someone like Killian on Harden instead. Anyone but Alec Burks, really, is what I'm saying. Kawhi is going to give us fits, but if you look at that, I mean, that's a wide open three. Like, you just can't let Kawhi get open shots. As for us, Omer Yurtseven's been great. Mac Howard definitely wanted to put up a lot of shots. I was excited to have him. I want to continue to be aggressive with him, but not so aggressive that we're forcing things. I have been atrocious from three. I don't even think we've made one. Yeah, we're 0 for 9 in the first half on threes. So if we can just start getting some threes to drop, we're going to be fine. Yeah, so if we look here, Alec Burks, those are his defensive stats. Those are DeAnthony Melton's. We're just going to have Melton on Harden. Another thing that I think wouldn't be the worst thing in the world would be get James Harden to have to work on defense as we just walk right out of bounds. At the end of the day, you're not going to win a basketball game if you don't make a single three-pointer. Oh, wow. Norman Powell was not watching where he was going. I sat there for a minute. Foster, Harden guarding him, gets fouled. Foster just cannot hit free throws. That's 1 for 5 tonight. I know I'm not timing his release perfectly, but oh, man, that is just rough. I'm going to have to figure out how to do his release, or I might just honestly change it. Yeah, keeping Kawhi off of Howard is definitely an important thing. I mean, look at Howard just bully through Amir Coffey there. Just a great play by him. Definitely no shame in getting locked up by Kawhi. I mean, that's like one of the best wing defenders ever, if not the best, as Zubac gets inside for 2. Kawhi, midi on the break. 20-point game. Mac Howard all the way, lays it up and in. We just got to feed him the ball, have him make a quick decision on the catch. He's much better than that, than the ISO bully ball type of stuff. Again, we got to keep in mind he's a rookie. Kawhi, again, just keeps getting to these midi pull-ups. Definitely not making every single one as Howard slams it on the break. Harden again for 3. He hits it. He gets an inch of space, and he is going to bury it. They don't have to, as Melton, 3 won't go. I got to take that 3 with confidence. I'm definitely not, and Kawhi gets the and 1. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden clearly are enough for this Clippers team to beat our sorry asses. But he cannot get the and 1, and I will take a moral victory in that. Yeah, Alec Burks just is not a defender. We're going to have to try and get him in a bench role. Harden gets hit on the three. Oh, no. Oh, no. James Harden is grabbing at his knee. I saw that we contested that three, but they didn't call a foul. Kenrich Williams just got in his airspace. I don't know necessarily if it was his airspace or not, but Harden goes down and he has to limp off the court. Now listen, I'm not a scumbag who roots for injuries in real life, okay? Like real life basketball. I want teams to be healthy. But this is 2K, okay? This is a hypothetical James Harden. If he has to get injured for us to have a chance to win this game, I'm all for it. Kenrich gets Kawhi to bite on the jumper, slides inside for two. Powell for three, bang. Can't give up open shots. We're going to try that on Kawhi. He learned from last time. Melton, though, drives. He can't get it to go. Kawhi finds Zubac inside, who gets two. Kawhi now, slam on the break. Yikes. This one looks like it's over, folks. It's essentially a 30-point ball game here. That's not what you want, especially not when you're playing a Clippers team that might not even make the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. A couple years back, James Harden and Kawhi would have been definitely enough to make a run, but I just don't know anymore if they have what it takes. Killian now going crazy. Hey, DeLon Wright is out here. Immediately gets matched up with Zubac. Can't imagine that goes well. And somehow it does. Jalen McDaniels guarding Parsons. Still gets the midi anyway. 31-point game. Yeah, we're toast. I'm probably going to sim most of the fourth quarter, honestly. Yeesh. We just cannot play a lick of defense tonight. Highland should not be able to guard him, and he can't. Not that there have been any quarters that we were particularly good in, but this third has definitely been the most disastrous as we just let Kawhi walk in for a layup. Killian, screen from Roddy. He's going to get all the way downhill and slam it down. Kawhi now, a few seconds left, puts up a three, and of course it's good. What a play. Kawhi guarded by DeLon, although Sandro here skips it ahead, and then they give it to Foster, who gets fouled. Of course he does. Let's see if I can't get Foster's free throw released in. And I can't. Wow, he must be like really bad at these or something. I greened it. I have literally never seen a green free throw on Hall of Fame. I didn't even know it was possible. Yeah, Seth Foster has a 54 free throw. So for him to be going, 2 for 8 from the free throw line is still absurd. Oh, nice play by DeLon. See, we're getting back to that defensive mindset that we had originally here. Swings it across to Foster, who goes in and gets two. Wow, Foster with the agility getting wide open there. Bones Highland misses the jumper, and now the Outlaws are out and running. They get it to Foster again, who gets two on the break. Wow, Seth Foster really coming alive in a meaningless game now. I mean, shoot, I don't think we could score 30 for the rest of the quarter. Like, I don't think we even make it to 97. And even if we made it to 97, that would imply that we hold the Clippers scoreless for 10 minutes of basketball. I mean, it's just, there's no way. Pull it back out. Oh, yeah, DeLon all the way to the rack. DeLon already making a case to get more minutes. Oh, nice defensive play. Harassing Highland. Lester just got absolutely blown by. I don't know if you guys can see his defensive stats, but that does not shock me that happened to him. DeLon now. Around that little screen, DeLon gets two more. Wow, they're just going to pull that. Man, Josh Primo is just really doing whatever he wants out there. Nice layup there by DeLon. Oh, good steal by Foster. Back out Foster. Foster dunks it home over Bones Highland. Wow, Seth Foster really turning that game around. Josh Primo finds Parsons on the break. Nice little play for Yurtseven. There's definitely a case right now for Yurtseven to be the full-time starting center. I can definitely see that. And you're at 7 again. He just runs the pick and roll so well. For that alone, I feel like you got to have him out there. All right, I moved ahead the final 4 minutes. Just couldn't stand to being smacked that bad. All right, that's going to do it. 121-88 is your final. Clippers absolutely smoke us. Harden only plays 24 minutes in this one, obviously getting injured early. Not a crazy playmaker. That's more what Bones Highland was doing. But, hey, 11 of 20, 3 of 7, only on 2 free throws. I mean, you don't see James Harden do stuff like that. That's how you know it's 2K. Kawhi, 15 of 24 from the field, 32 points, super efficient. Norman Powell definitely didn't have the best game, but when a guy like Kawhi and Harden each are going off like that, there's really so much you can do. Especially for us, Mac Howard with 19 points on 8 of 25. Not really the performance you wanted to see out of him. And Seth Foster, too. I mean, these are the two guys I was really trying to get the ball to, if you couldn't tell. Aside from Foster and Howard's poor shooting, Hayes had an okay game. Nobody was really particularly efficient other than DeLon in his garbage time minutes. But, hey, you live and you learn. You move on. Take the L on your chin. It's going to be a long season. We'll have plenty of time. Looking at the team comparison, they did hit a 3 in the simulation, but 1 of 18 on threes. It's just not happening. You're not winning any games that you put up that many threes and don't even make one of them until garbage time. I mean, that's just bad. Also, shooting 13 of 24 from the free throw line doesn't help. 11 points that you missed just from being at the line there. I thought we played pretty good defense. Didn't have way too many turnovers. We dominated points in the paint. They just got out on the break a lot more than we did just because we weren't really getting stops. You got to play defense, create offense off of it. We just weren't doing that. Obviously, we didn't ever have a lead in this game. Their biggest lead was 36. All right, well, that was our game for October. The Portland Trailblazers, who it is going to be the matchup of us and them for the month of November, just because they have Andre Ramirez, we're just going to get to that game. We beat the Warriors. Steph Curry has an atrocious night. Mac Howard, still not super efficient, but better than the previous game. He actually made 3 threes in this one, so that's good. Alec Burks is definitely not a great efficient shooter. Neither is DeAnthony Melton so far, unfortunately, but that one you pull out a 6-point win. You beat the Orlando Magic by double digits. Mac Howard, again, not efficient. David Roddy, you're at 7. Another inefficient shooting game from Burks. Melton has a good one. And then against the Kings, Mac Howard, 23, 2 blocks. I mean, he does play good defense. Burks is just killer, though, with his efficiency. It is just not helpful. Seth Foster struggling, too. 31% field goal percentage. We're going to have to make some lineup changes, I think. I am going to let the CPU make some changes here. Melton and Burks are going to be out there. Howard is good. I still don't mind Anderson starting. I do love Foster and his hustle, but unfortunately Foster at the center starting is just not going to work. So he's going to have to come off of the bench. And I am very excited to match up with Portland in the next episode. So I'll see you then. Take care.